That's not good.
That's not good.
That's not good.
This isn't good either.
What's going on, everybody? Charles. Today we're here with Paul and his wrecked MK7 GTI.
I bought this car on CoPart for a future project. I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do with it yet. It was $4,300 by the time I paid total fees. This is about a $6,500 car.
So in this video, we're gonna evaluate the damage and break down what it would actually cost to fix this thing.
If you're not familiar with CoPart, it is a place where you can buy cars at an auction, and cars like this, which are a total loss.
Which generally means the insurance company has decided that the cost to fix the car properly is at least 70% or more of the total overall value of the car.
So the insurance company owns the car, they put it up for auction. People like us, or someone who's crazy enough to do so, bids on it, and then you win a fine piece of machinery like this.
You won this fabulous prize of unspeakable value. So that begs the question, is it worth buying one of these and making all these repairs and fixing it?
Or is it cheaper to just buy one yourself? These cars range about $15,000 to $20,000 in much better condition than this pile of junk. So now we're gonna start taking this thing apart.
Oh, we're just gonna unbolt it, man.
Oh, all right.
I feel like I ruined your fun,
mean,
but like,
I wanted to.
Look. We can just do this.
Okay,
go ahead and cut the little bit. There you go. All right. Are you done? Did you get it out of your system? Now, on a quick glance, yeah, this is smashed in, but it doesn't really look that bad. The problem is this kind of stuff adds up super fast. Also, when Paul first got the car, the hood was stuck down, so we had to improvise and get access to the hood cable. It's also important to note, this car does run and drive. It doesn't have any coolant in it, so that can't happen for very long, and all the refrigerant done leaked out, probably because of this right down here. Paul's adding up the prices of some of this stuff in the front. While he does that, I'm gonna take this stuff apart.
just the parts that are missing from this car, meaning not here, were never present, are over $2,100. That includes the bumper cover. Most notably, the fog lights are $420 each. Just to be clear, $420 per fog light. So $420. Unbelievable.
It also looks like this frame rail is
Tweaked?
Tweak's a good word.
Oh, Jesus. that, folks, is something that we don't really deal with much because we don't deal with CoPart crash cars very often.
Smush. Yo. My goodness.
Jesus.
What am I? This is like $2,000 worth of stuff with the modules and bulb and back of the pile.
Destroyed. Look at the shape of that frame rail.
Mega Ultra Super.
It should be straight, but the odds you can bend it back? Hell no. We got some big Berthas over at the shop, but
I'll just bend the pry bar.
yeah. So this is the kind of thing that you run into with these kind of cars is we did not price this out or anticipate this being broken. And take a look here, this flange is a piece of the thermostat housing. Now, if I was gonna do anything with this engine, I would have had to have replaced this anyway because they all leak anyway. So,
that comes free.
yeah. Also, we've got a lot of questions because we have a water pump video from these from many moons ago about how much they've gone up in price. I don't know if you know this, we don't make prices on things Volkswagen does.
So on the price thing, like where are we at price-wise so far? We got headlights, we have bumper cover, we have fog lights, we have this whole core support, radiator, charge cooler.
Let's go down a real quick list of some of the parts, kind of the highlights for this. Front crash bar, $499. Front bumper foam, $168. Core support, $411. Main grill, $307. Grill support, we actually wasn't there, $71. And then there's a bunch of miscellaneous items along the way. A couple other highlights. The headlight module that was blown to pieces, $373. Xenon bulb, $218. That's just for one, for a factory one. Fan, $738. Fan shroud, $260. Radiator, $263. Condensers, $626. Intercooler, $446. Horn, $113. Headlights, $1,320 per headlight. And
Wait. Did you say $1,300 per headlight?
$1,320 per headlight. And fun fact, you couldn't purchase one even if you wanted to, because there are hundreds of them on back order.
What he's saying is he'll give you a real good deal on this one right here.
That one right there, I'll make you a good price.
$299.99, shopdapp.com.
Yeah. That's the worst.
Oh, you got super juice.
Oh,
Look at how moist he is.
I'm so moist.
Well, Paul gets himself together. Underneath, obviously we have the coolant leaks. Notice the damage to the control arms. These control arms were like, what, $480 a piece? Luckily, we're not too bad down here, but boy, oh boy. Moving into the interior, we clearly have some issues. Our driver's steering wheel airbag's like $750. Our curtain airbag needs to be replaced. That's not too bad, $350 or so. But what you also have to account for, the headliner gets destroyed when the head curtain airbag deploys. You also have this limp floppity seatbelt that has pyrotechnics in it, that now this is no longer a good seatbelt. Also, the passenger side one, in addition to all that airbag stuff, you got to replace the airbag module because it has sensors in it that will become no longer serviceable when airbags deploy. One-time use, no longer serviceable.
As we look at the exterior of this car, you can see the passenger side fender is destroyed. You can also look at the hood, that's pretty messed up as well, and the windshield is also broken. The driver's side fender is mushed pretty good right here, and the driver's door is destroyed here, all the way down onto the rear door, which is also damaged. Now,
So with all that damage in parts alone, Paul, what did we come up with?
the parts estimate at retail with just what we thought we needed before we disassembled was over 17 grand at retail.
And that doesn't account for a whole bunch of other little knick-knacky things and hardware. I think easily retail, you could hit $20,000 in parts alone. That doesn't account for labor, and that definitely doesn't account for painting what's basically going to be the entire car.
And that doesn't even account for the damage to the frame rail right here, which at minimum would need to be cut and replaced to have it repaired properly instead of just yanking it, because next time you get in an accident, if you don't fix it properly, it might just...
Okay, so all the parts we quoted you were at retail, but what if we want to save some money?
So you can save money on parts for a car like this. You're probably going to oftentimes, and it's going to range widely depending on what it is in cost. So even if you cut that number in half, and let's say you bought $10,000 in parts and used stuff, you scrounge around, you try to find everything you possibly can, and you save half money, 10 grand plus 6,500 for this car, you're at 16,500.
Not including labor, not including paint. So that begs the question, is it worth it in this case to buy a totaled car from a place like CoPart? I think it's a resounding absolutely not.
Not in this current market, I would say.
That does make me wonder though, Paul, why did you buy this thing anyway?
Clearly I'm an idiot. I make terrible life choices. Feel sorry for me.